Here we go. What's good, family? You already know what time it is right now. It's time for another Cigars and Conversations with your boy Cigar Mick, man. I got the great pleasure today, man, of sitting down with some new proprietors of this brand that's about to come out and just blaze the trail, right? From right here in Las Vegas, Smokin Bullet Cigars. Y'all welcome Alicia and Darwin in the building right now.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure. We've been trying to get this one on for a minute.
Forever.
You know?
See, a puff a minute, been taking a minute, but we got it though.
Exactly. We got it. You know, so I'm absolutely thrilled to have you guys hang out with us today. You know, the way we work here, the puff a minute. First of all, why a puff a minute, y'all? Why is it a puff a minute, right? Because cigar smoking is a leisurely activity. You feel me? And if you smoking too fast, slow down, homie. You know what I'm saying? If you do it more than a puff a minute, slow down, homie. This thing is to be enjoyed. It's to be savored. You feel me?
Yes.
It's a leisurely activity. So if you're doing more than a puff a minute, you probably smoking too fast. You probably overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? So
I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you.
Yeah, it is. Take your time with that. So this is going to be so easy because at the top of every show, we talk about what we are smoking.
All right. Yes.
All right. So let's just go through it, family. What are we smoking today?
Today we're smoking Smokin Bullets.
Smokin Bullets.
Smokin Bullets in the building. You see that billet on there and that silver and black, you know you got the right cigar in your fingers.
That's the one
so
right now.
So specifically, I'm smoking the Maduro Hollow Point.
And I am as
well. You are also doing that.
Yes.
And I am doing the 9mm Connecticut.
All right.
9mm Connecticut.
So interesting that we're talking about these particular names of these cigars.
Yes, let's get into it.
So Smokin Bullet. Bullets, obviously.
Correct.
All of the cigars have names that are designed after bullets. So we've got a 9mm, which is the lightest of the series, the Connecticut.
Okay.
We have a full metal jacket.
Okay.
Which is our Habano.
Nice.
The medium.
Right.
And then we got the Hollow Point.
Right.
Which is the Maduro. So the guys and gals out there, because the gals too, who know a little something about bullets, know those are in order of lethalness.
Exactly. This is going to be the most damage.
This is the most damage in the Hollow Point. As you can see, the one I start my morning off with is one of them damaging cigars.
I love it, man.
And then we also have an infused cigar.
Okay.
And for people that aren't up on infused, a flavored cigar.
Yes.
And those are called sweet steel, kind of like sweet steel.
I love it.
And then we got coffee, cocoa, and cognac.
Is that right?
That's the entire line.
The full complement, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to be coming out the gate with everything like that, man, you guys been doing your homework for a minute. I take it, right?
Yes. This one right here has been smoking
5 different blends.
What, 30 years?
Exactly.
Close
to it since the 90s.
Wow, okay.
Early 90s.
She's just trying to aid you on the show, but you know,
she don't have
she gonna put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Me and you both, family. But let's go back a little bit, right? Because I love the way that you gave us the you know, the naming convention, what's behind the naming convention of the individual cigars. But how did you come up with Smokin Bullet to begin with, right? Give me how did Smokin Bullet, you know, how was it birthed? Like from the ideation phase to where we are today?
So we were big time about bullets and we knew we wanted ammunition. Darwin has a background in law enforcement. I am just an avid gun-toting American.
Black Sarah Palin over here, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, proud of the people. But one of the things that's a common ground for us has always just kind of been guns, weapons, bullets. It's a fun thing as far as just the play on the name. Yeah. And we originally wanted to be silver bullets.
Got you.
So our first collection is called the Silver Bullet Collection. So silver bullets, kind of like, you know, the whole vampires and bullets. It was kind of play on both
Lone Ranger get in there a little bit.
Maybe. You know, especially now with Beyonce and this whole cowboy thing. We may need a Lone Ranger cigar.
You know?
That may be in the future. Credit Cigar Mick for that one.
You know?
But so we kind of played with a little bit and then came up with just Smokin Bullet. You know, you got the smoking gun, which is like that moment when I know I got you.
Right,
smoking gun.
Yeah.
That moment when we know we got you with the cigars. That Smokin Bullet. So kind of play on words, play on weaponry, play on our backgrounds.
And it's the only thing that you're actually doing when you have this cigar.
It's smoking.
Nice. I love it. Smoking, baby.
Right.
That's what's up, man. So Smokin Bullet. About how long? When was it birthed? Like when did you guys first launch?
So we launched Smokin Bullet on paper at the end of 2022.
Got you. Okay.
We started blending our cigars, what was it, 2019?
Before that, yeah.
Before the pandemic.
Really?
So
Wow. Okay.
taking you back a little bit about how we decided to even have a cigar company.
Yes.
It was before there were any black cigar lounges in Vegas.
Got
And this
you.
is pre-Sugar Daddies,
Right. Right.
pre-Tap and Ash.
Right.
We were with a group of people and we were talking about opening a cigar lounge.
Nice.
And, you know, not real married to the idea, but we're really considering it, right? And then Sugar Daddies opened up, or the first black cigar lounge in Vegas. And I knew then I just wanted a place to go. I didn't need to own the place to go.
Got you. Got you.
But after going so many times, I realized, but this is before I knew there were so many other black brands too.
Got you.
I was like, you know what? I want my own cigar.
Okay.
I'd like to have my own cigar. I'd started really getting into the different palettes of cigars probably about 2010-ish.
Got you. Okay.
And I knew what I liked. I knew what I didn't like.
Right. Right.
I knew I liked strong cigars that weren't bitter.
Got you.
So there were a lot of things that I knew I wanted. And I talked to him. I said, listen, because, you know, I always bring him along for any idea that I could conjure up.
Sure.
And I'm like, what do you think about us having our own cigar?
I love that. Yeah.
And right out the gate, the answer was yes.
Like, absolutely.
He was in.
You know what's cool about that, man, is because, you know, God blesses us with these women in our lives, right? That come up, man, with these ideas and stuff, right? That are just, if we follow suit, if we play our part, it'll work out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a witness to that as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's beautiful, bro. I love it. I love it. So okay, so now here we are today, right? I know that you guys are getting ready for like the official like major launch. Right,
Yes.
coming up
Yes,
for
in
PCA
April.
24 though, right? We're gonna do something next week for PCA 24.
So we'll be there doing a little bit of something for PCA. I'm actually going to the Women in Cigars event,
Nice.
so I'm excited about that.
Okay.
We're also doing a weekly event on Wednesdays called Cutting Hypes.
Got you. Okay.
Starting our first one here.
First one here
Next
on Wednesday
on
All
the 20th, so at Tap and Ash. And then we'll be doing them at various places across the city. We have another one at Hustler on the Strip, so that we can kind of get that outdoor feel,
Right,
looking over
yeah.
the entire valley. So we're pretty excited about bringing it to the masses. We've been selling cigars now for 2 years, almost
About
2
that
years.
amount of time.
Really?
So we sell them online at this point. We've shipped cigars all over the country.
Is that right?
And
love
luckily,
it.
when we ship them,
Uh-huh.
people reorder.
Nice.
So we know they like the cigars.
I know. That's what's up right there. And with good reason, man. Like I said, I've been smoking them, you know what I'm saying, for probably a couple of months now, right? Since you gave me my first one. I love it. You know what I'm saying? The hollow point right there, it's a full body cigar, right? It's a full flavored cigar as well. You know, and even though this the Maduro, it's not something that's gonna be like weigh you down. It's not gonna be, you know, overpowering. It's very it's pleasant to the palate at the same time. You know what I mean? So again, man, y'all, if you haven't tried these Smokin Bullets yet, I recommend that you go to their website right now before this episode is even over, especially y'all on the live.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just go over there and start putting some orders in because you want to try this. If you're in Las Vegas, come and join us next Wednesday for the cutting height.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Right here. Is it, you said Wednesday, right?
Yes, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday
6
for the
o'clock.
cutting height, 6 p.m. Make sure y'all come out for that. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about what's going on over at the Hustler Club, man. Because, you know, when people hear Hustler Club, you know what I'm saying? Especially those who ain't in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? They get a certain imagery in their mind.
Right.
And it's got that too, right?
Right? It's Vegas.
It's Vegas. Yeah,
What happens
absolutely.
in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It's an
Yes.
edgy, you know, kind of culture in itself. So
Yes.
don't be scared because it's at Hustler.
Right.
But the Hustler event is the rooftop deck.
It's the rooftop
so
deck.
we're not in the strip club.
Got you,
We're on
got
top
you.
of the strip club.
And sadly, you guys are not going to walk through the strip club to get there.
That's right.
You can actually go to the side and go right up the
But I
stairs.
would like to point out, if you want to do
You
that,
can.
There you go. You can if you want to, you know. And again, you're going to have a beautiful view, all right? A beautiful view of Las Vegas from the rooftop.
Looking right at Allegiant Stadium.
Exactly.
So, you know, I'm a diehard Raiders fan, Raiders for life, and you're looking right at the stadium.
Right.
There it is.
So
Exactly.
it's a really nice place. It's a great place to also come out and smoke.
Gotcha.
And our event is free.
Nice.
It's a VIP event. It's a classy event. You'll be hosting that event for
Come
us.
on, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Come hang out with your boy Cigar Mick and the Smokin Bullet crew. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a great time, man. So that's what's up. So, I mean, let those who are out there who are meeting you guys for the first time, because like I said, you're from Vegas, you know, so everybody in Vegas is familiar, you know what I'm saying, with you guys and everything that you bring to the table. I know the support in Vegas is going to be off the chain, right,
Yes.
for Smokin Bullet Cigars. That goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some folks that are out there, man. We got folks, man, that be watching us in, like, you know, crazy place like China and,
All right.
you know, like Netherlands and all of that type of stuff.
Listen.
Let's get them to know a little bit more about you guys as people.
All right.
All right? Let's get to the human aspect of it. Now, I just found out that you were in law enforcement.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
for 11 years.
11 years in law
I was a
enforcement.
corrections officer.
Outstanding, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It was a miserable job for 11 years, but I did it. It's good to be free.
I love it. See, they wasn't the only ones that was locked up, right?
Exactly. I did time. Hardcore. 11 years in the PM.
I heard that. That's awesome, man.
No, I was born and raised here, though. So
okay.
I've been in Las Vegas my entire life. I've seen this place grow in fabulous ways. And
Nice.
if I had any other place to pick to live, it would be right here.
That's beautiful.
And that's
I
the
wouldn't
truth.
choose any place. And I've been all over this world.
Got you.
Literally.
Vegas is on fire. This is a beautiful place.
I agree with you, man. You know, I too been all over the world, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Lived all over this country and, you know, ex-military, been all over the world as well. I chose to stay in Vegas. I had the opportunity to leave and I put my roots down. I said, nah, this is it.
Yeah,
This is it, man. I already picked out my burial plot, bro. I'm good.
That's hardcore.
I'm here now, you know what I'm saying?
You know, as natives, and I've given a little bit of background, I'm a lender by trade.
Gotcha.
So I'm a finance person. You know, I'm one of those, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense kind of people.
Exactly.
So the background and the financing of the cigar brand is something that was really important to me, that we had, you know, all of our fiscal roots together so that we could get this done. Cigars are a very expensive habit.
It is.
Even for the people that smoke them.
Absolutely.
People who smoke quality cigars, you know, you start out smoking the flavored cigars that cost, you know, $7, $8, and you really think you're doing something.
Exactly.
And then as your palate matures, you start finding out that the better the cigar, oftentimes it costs a little bit more money.
Exactly.
And you're like, you know, it's a little bit of an expensive habit.
Yeah.
So if you think it's an expensive habit, it's a really expensive business, right?
Come on.
So you want to make sure that you got your numbers and your nuts and your bolts together, as we say.
Good stuff.
So giving a little bit of background about me, that's what I do. I'm a finance person. I own a mortgage company.
Nice.
I own a real estate company.
Okay.
So that's what I've always done. I have a passion for money and finance. I love putting people in homes.
Yes.
I just get a rush out of seeing a person get something that somebody else told them they couldn't have.
Yes.
And then the way I relax after all of that hard work is I would smoke a cigar.
Yeah, it is.
And that's kind of the way this whole thing kind of really got started. We've been married 30 years this year.
Come on, y'all.
30.
Give it up for Black Love.
Yes.
I love it.
Say 30 for those of y'all speaking a little Espanol out there. 30 years.
I love it. 30 years, man.
So we've been married a long time, and we have literally done a lot of different ventures together, but this is the first one that we've jointly birthed.
Gotcha.
Like, it's the only business. He's had his own businesses. I have my own. First one that we've ever jointly birthed, and it's been really cool.
I love it.
It's been really cool. People say, you know, it's hard to work with your spouse. It might be hard to live with them, but working with them is okay.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. 100%. 30 years married, so 15 years in the pen, man. You sure that wasn't because you married her when she was 10? I'm just saying. But no, I mean, that's outstanding, man. Like, again, you had to have, you know, you did your homework first, right? You did your homework on the financial side, right? Made sure that the roots, that the financial stability of the company was there. And now I anticipate you're controlling that growth as well, right?
Yes.
So that's. But what about the homework on the
actual
cigars?
blending.
Yes. Who's blending the cigars
so
for you guys?
Our cigars are Nicaraguan.
Okay.
They're Puro cigars.
Nice.
And Puro, for those of you that don't know, that means the wrapper, the binder, and the filler are all sourced in the same place. So it is a complete Puro cigar, the way cigars originally started.
Yes.
You know, before the origin of cigars, they weren't getting the wrapper from one country and the tobacco from another country.
Exactly.
They were grabbing what they had in that location, putting it together, rolling, and going.
So true.
And so in our designing of the cigar, one of my favorite cigars has always been the Padron 64.
Nice.
It is also a Nicaraguan cigar.
It is, absolutely.
So for me, just knowing that I really liked that cigar, I just figured I'm going to go to the Nicaraguan soil.
Gotcha.
Cuban cigars are illegal in this country, so if I could have, I would have done that.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
So decided Nicaraguan. We found a farm that we actually partnered with.
Okay.
And the gentleman's family, he is also in lending. So
Really?
we have a like background.
Yes.
So we met on a different reason. Ended up finding out that his family had a farm, did some investing with them, and we got into actually trying to blend the cigar.
Really?
And doing it long distance was difficult, right?
It was difficult, but you know, the cigar actually has its origin in what we like. I mean, we tested a whole bunch of their products, and the ones we selected were the ones that we liked.
Got you.
So that's what we did put together.
Awesome.
And literally gave them all the notes. So I'm like, I told you this is what I like, and then they sent it, and I'm like,
Gotcha.
that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So literally, and it's funny, I kept them. I have handwritten notes.
Yeah.
I'm writing a book. I've actually just finished the book, and it's about smoking, Aficionado, a woman's guide to cigar smoking.
Nice.
So I've done a lot of research on cigars. It's not like just a hobby.
Right,
it's
right.
something that we've really delved into, and just trying to get the right notes in the cigar to make sure that it wasn't bitter, that it burned even, that I didn't have to light it 100 times. Those were the things that mattered the most to me. I talk to people that are, you know, big time cigar muckety mucks.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, you know, talk to me about what the inspiration of the notes and the flavors and what you taste.
And I hate to say I'm not that dude.
And we go,
This
you
is your
taste
personal
what you
journey.
taste.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
You like what you
smoke
like.
what you like.
You smoke what you like. Exactly. You taste what you like.
Exactly.
And, it is
And
what it is.
everybody
No one's gonna
doesn't
tell
taste the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
No one's going to tell you how a pizza tastes. The only person that's
You
gonna
know what? I
that
was
is
just
you.
about to go there, Don.
Right.
You know, because we know what we like.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a lot of patience for those people who are kind of like cigar snobs.
Yes.
Right? And they're like, well, you know, you got to get this note. Are you getting this? Are you getting that?
Right.
First of all, most of your taste buds are tied to your memory. Right, so it's going to remind you of something different than what it might remind me of as well. But when I go out and I have a great steak, right, I don't go back in the kitchen and ask the chef, what seasonings did you use?
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
You know, this, that, the other, or what have you, right? I just know I like this steak. I like the steaks from this particular location, right, or whatever the case is. So with Smokin Bullet Cigars, I like this cigar.
That's how we feel.
I am personally partial to Nicaraguan tobacco, right? I always have been, you know, but I smoke Honduran tobacco. I smoke, you know, Dominican tobacco, all kinds. And to Alicia's point, in the beginning, everything was sourced the same. The problem was once, you know, everything got pushed out of Cuba and they started taking the seeds and going to these other countries, the soil was different, right? You know, the climate was different, right? The rainfall over the growing period was different. So what they ended up doing was some places was a little bit, the tobacco came out a little harsher than others. So they started blending it the same way you do with wine, right? Sometimes you have to blend the wine down, right, in order to create certain notes or certain enhancements or whatever to it as well. So that's why they started doing that. But I have always been partial to a Nicaraguan Puro.
Yep, I'm just a fan, and that was, I loved it. And so because I'm a full-bodied cigar smoker, this hollow point is like near and dear to my heart, because he'll tell you, I mean, we went over it and over it and over it until I just got exactly what I liked in a cigar.
Yes.
I will stack this hollow point up, and I'm going to say it, and you say what you want to say.
Come on.
I stacked this hollow point up to that Padron.
There you go.
I used to buy them by the box. Product. I stand behind it. I smoke it.
Yes.
I stand on business, 10 toes down on this hollow point. No.
That's what it is right there. I love it.
But this one is my favorite. All of the cigars are amazing. I'm not really a huge fan of infused cigars.
Okay.
Give you a background about my history with cigars.
Yes.
I first started smoking cigars in the 90s as well.
Okay, yeah.
So I was running a finance company, all male-dominated industry.
Sure.
Number one in the country. That's not like some fake phoniness, always number one in the country.
Yes.
So I won every contest for the region that we were in here in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you won a contest, when you work in an all-male company, you have to golf.
Yes.
So all the contests were golfing.
Okay.
So I keep winning stuff and I'd have to golf. I've golfed some of the best courses in the nation. I'm not even a golfer, right?
Love it.
And they all smoked cigars.
Yes.
And it's just, I was young. I was in my early 20s. I did not like smoke, period.
Okay.
Cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, any kind of smoke.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies that also worked at the company said, you're going to be working in this with all these guys. You need to know a couple things. One of them, you need to learn how to smoke a cigar.
Right.
And try a vanilla cigar.
Okay.
So the very first cigar I ever smoked was a vanilla cigar. It tastes just like Equal. That comes out the sugar packet.
Sure. Yeah.
Vanilla extract. It was super strong, super sweet, but it was better than the bitter ones the guys I thought were smoking.
Right.
And she says you need to learn your wines.
Okay.
So I became a little bit of a wine connoisseur.
Nice.
I'm a huge Merlot fan.
Okay.
I like full-bodied wines. I like full-bodied cigars.
Not surprised.
That has never changed in the 30 years since I started.
I love it.
And scotches, which I just couldn't do at all. I couldn't stand it. It just seemed like fire water. But that was my introduction to cigars is in the 90s.
Really?
And I did that for a little while. I hired a bunch of women.
Okay.
Before you know it, we had almost an all-female management team.
Is that right?
And then we stopped doing golf tournaments. We started having spa days when we won contests. But that's how I started my cigar journey. It was way back then. I left it alone for a long time. And then I was a big clubber. Darwin, not so much. He aged out of the nightclub a long time ago.
Way back in college.
Okay.
He was done with all that.
And I just loved it. You had to drag me out the club. I was dancing till the lights came on, as a clubber. And as we got older, for us to both be able to find something that we both like to do out together, cigars tend to be that thing. I say, you age out of the club, but you never age out of fun.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
You never age out of fun. And I find that being in cigar lounge, like Tap and Ash is like our home lounge.
Yes.
We're here all the time. It's the way I have entertainment, relaxation, socialization, and get to do something I enjoy. So that's kind of my full circle story about me and cigars.
That's awesome. And you've been a change agent from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
And just to kind of piggyback on something that you just said, the whole thing about learning what to pair your cigar with, this particular liquor, this particular wine, and all that kind of stuff, that's actually not what this company is really about.
It's not.
This is about a personal journey. You'll be able to figure out what you like with your cigar, not necessarily what the culture has said that you should have with your cigar.
Tagline is we
do not conform, we
transform.
I love it.
So we don't conform, we transform. You'll see that everywhere. To us, cigars is a transformative experience, first of all. And then secondly, we tend to enter spaces, no matter what those spaces are, and we dominate them.
True.
We change them.
True.
And we make them our own. We do that in everything. Everything we do. I mean, Tiger Woods started golfing.
Changed the game.
Changed the game. Forever. It forever changed the game. It transformed it.
Exactly.
Remember Stuart Scott, ESPN.
Transformed it.
Once we started talking about sports the way we talk about sports, we transformed the game.
Exactly.
And that's how we feel about cigars. So we're not the Rat Pack.
No.
We're not trying to tell you the only way you should smoke your cigar is with a certain scotch that's aged in a certain barrel that's sitting there for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
You like your cigar with Kool-Aid, get you a glass of Kool-Aid, smoke, drink, throw a little bit of yak in it, whatever it takes.
There it is. But I'm still going to tell you to smoke a puff a minute.
And seeing that puff a minute, as you can see, I've been doing way more than a puff a minute. Especially being a background in law enforcement. It's rapid fire. A puff every 2 seconds.
There you go. Yeah, that's more for the beginners, man. You know why I say that? And I'll be honest with you, giving you a little bit about me, right? So, I smoke, not proud of this, man, but there was a time when I smoked cigarettes like pretty heavily, and I needed to get off of those cigarettes, right? Because the tobacco, the way they dope that tobacco, it becomes very addictive. I was that dude that was getting up at like 2, 3 in the morning, running to 7-Eleven or something to get a pack of Newports or something, right?
My goodness,
so it was bad. It was bad. I went through this phase, but I realized, once I started smoking cigars, that addictive nature part of it wasn't there, right? Because it's just pure tobacco. Yeah, it's just pure tobacco. There's nothing else on it that makes you could smoke, like I could smoke 3-4 cigars one night and not smoke another cigar for 4 weeks if that's the case. Matter of fact, when I had my knee surgery, I went for, I want to say 15 weeks or what have you, without even having a cigar, whatever, twice, right? So you don't have that craving, so to speak, right? But I noticed that when most people transition from cigarettes to cigars, that they smoke really fast. Why? Because on the job, you get like a 10-15 minute break.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you run outside real quick and,
Right.
and smoke that thing and run back upstairs, right? So it was the habit, right? So I'm like, yo, slow down, relax, man. You're not going nowhere. When you light a cigar, you should be planning for the next hour and a half, you know what I'm saying? Hour and a half to 2 hours to just kick back and relax. We like to say at a puff a minute, it's a mini vacation. You know what I'm saying? And I like to take as many mini vacations as I can.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm at that phase of my life now where it's all about protecting my peace and enjoying life. No stress, baby. No stress. I don't need no stress in my life. Right? So that's really what it comes down to. So again, you know what I'm saying? For those of you who are new to a puff a minute, for those of you who are new to Smokin Bullet Cigars, right? Grab you a Smokin Bullet, kick back, light it, put on some music you like, pour you something that you want to, that you enjoy. All right.
And blow some smoke.
And blow some smoke, y'all. And just take that mini vacation. Wherever you are, whether you in your backyard, whether you at a lounge. If you in Vegas, you should be here at Tap and Ash. You should be hanging with us right here at Tap and Ash, right? And I need to shout out Tap and Ash, right? Because they allow us to come in here, right, and use this space to shoot this podcast, from week to week, man. I got to shout out my man Cigar Banker, my counterpart in Cigars and Conversation. I got to shout out to Mika, who's actually doing an event in Houston right now, right? From Live with Mick and Mika. Otherwise, she would have been here today as well.
Yeah, sexy tomboy.
Yeah, sexy tomboy on your social media, So again, but I want to thank you guys, man, for coming out and hanging out with us. Let's tell the people again where they can find the Smokin Bullet Cigars today, right? Because in the future, and I mean the very near future, you're going to be able to find this in all of your brick and mortar lounges and retail shops across the nation, right? But right now, let's tell them where they can find it.
So right now, you can get Smokin Bullet Cigars at our website. Smokin, SMOKIN. We are smoking, not smoking. SmokinBulletCigars.com. So you can buy them online. We ship anywhere in the country.
Love it.
We'll ship out of the country if you need us to ship out of the country, but we ship to all 50 states. We will be in the humidor here at Tap and Ash.
Outstanding.
So you'll be able to buy your cigars here when you're smoking, or when you want to stop by, pick one up, grab your drink, sit down, enjoy yourself, and take it home.
Yes.
And that's where you can get us right now. Our handles and social media are Smokin Bullet.
There it is.
Smokin Bullet Cigars on Facebook, Smokin Bullet Cigars on Instagram, also on LinkedIn.
There you go.
In case you're a business person with a lounge and you need to reach out to me from a business perspective.
I love it.
You can catch us there as well.
That's it right there, man. See what I'm saying, y'all? Like real people do real things. That's what I'm talking about, man. Smokin Bullet, not smoking bullets. Yeah, make sure y'all get it right. Get it right out there.
9mm full metal jacket, hollow point.
And sweet steel. And ladies, if you like an infused cigar, do not sleep on that coffee, cocoa, and that cognac. I woke up this morning to a text message for a very avid smoker here in town. Golfer, male smoker, doesn't do infused cigars.
Right.
Tried the coffee, cocoa cigar. He says, sis, look here.
Wow.
I'm going to need a box of that.
Is that right?
And that's a man who doesn't even smoke infused cigars.
Wow.
So if you haven't tried it, or if you haven't had a flavored cigar in a while, try it. You would be surprised at how great it is. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It burns even, and it's very well constructed.
Nice.
Because the problem a lot of times with infused cigars, because they've been manipulated, they don't burn even.
Yes.
And you definitely can't take a puff a minute because it'll go out.
Right. That's true.
Our regular cigars, you can take a puff every 3 minutes.
There you go.
It's going to still be light. Still lit for you.
It's still burning just as even as when I lit it.
Yes.
Feel me?
Yes.
And don't be discouraged if you happen to get one that doesn't do that, because this is an organic product. It is hand rolled, and you cannot always control the quality of the tobacco that came out of the earth. So at some point,
that's a good point.
You may have one cigar that unravels on you, but trust me, that's just because it's organic.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And that's important to bring up too, because these are all hand rolled premium cigars.
Exactly.
So they're not machined. These are all done by hand.
Yes.
And just an amazing experience thus far. And an amazing stick. I heard you say that you like to call it a vacation in a stick.
Yes.
I like to call it a party in a stick.
There you go. All right.
That hollow point is my party in a stick.
Yeah, I party when I'm on vacation. Darwin, you just said something, man, that brought a thought to mind for me, right? Consistency. right?
Yes.
The farm that you're sourcing from, right, down in Nicaragua.
Yes.
Right. Again, the way that the crop grows, right? You usually harvest once a year, right? How do you ensure going forward, right, the consistency? Like next year's batch is going to be just as good as this batch, or what are the quality controls on that end? That
personally,
yeah,
I actually don't do any of that. They do all of that. So we have trust.
So you trust them. Exactly. Is it in Esteli?
It's in the Esteli region. Yes.
Exactly.
It absolutely is. And they do other cigars out of their factory as well.
Got you.
Some that are in the top 10, actually. They
really?
They are a tobacco family.
Yes.
And they've been doing it for generations. So the farm itself, and it's funny because I'm happy you brought that up. People don't realize you're talking about, if we had to guess, I'm going to throw out a number, 10,000 different cigars in the world.
Got you. Okay. Yeah.
Of which almost all of them come from Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba.
Yes.
And in America, we don't get the Cubans.
Right.
So you're really just the DR and Nicaragua. You've got Honduras, you got a couple, but the majority of the cigars that you guys see in all these humidors are all, the tobacco is coming from the same place.
Yes.
There's not like there's 100,000 different farms that are farming tobacco.
You're right.
So a lot of people don't understand the way cigars work. Even though they all have different tastes, they have different notes, they have all these different things, different wrappers, different colors, different styles. The product starts in the same dirt at the same farm.
Yes.
And then it comes down to how great are the people that then manipulate the tobacco.
Yeah.
Just like clothing.
Yeah.
You know, the cotton was always the cotton. But, you know, somebody takes that cotton and turns it into Levi's.
Yes.
Somebody else is turning it into Jordache. And somebody else is making Jabot jeans.
Yes.
There's still style involved. Our style, our cigar, we rank up there in the top. This is a luxury cigar at a middle-class price point.
I love it. I love it.
And because it's a moving target, to just really specify what you just talked about, is that time will tell.
Yes.
If we have to make adjustments, because the consistency has changed, and those are the things that we'll have to do in the future. But it's not something that we can determine in the present.
Got you. Yeah.
Because it is a fluid, moving target.
And we've had several batches of cigars, and they've all been consistent. They've been exactly the same. We paid for our own blend to make sure that nobody else could take this exact one and then try to do it again. So when you get a hollow point, it's not a white label. We didn't just stick our name on somebody else's cigar.
Yeah.
This is made with love, Vegas love.
And that is the key, right? Because what separates all of these different brands, even though that most of them are sourced in the same location, is the blend. It's the blend that's proprietary.
Yes.
Right? So again, whoever your blender is, right, kudos to him, right, because that blend, or her, I mean, you know, kudos to that person, because the blend is what's superior on this cigar.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because what you will find with Smokin Bullet Cigars is that you're not just getting the same tobacco, just in a different size with these cigars. You can absolutely tell the difference between a 9mm
cigar,
full metal jacket, and a hollow point.
Love it.
They don't taste the same.
Nothing the same.
Nothing tastes the same.
All right, now I got a personal ask on you guys, right? Have you ever considered Lancero Vitola? Yes. You have?
Yes. Okay. So I've considered that as well. Also, Toros.
Really?
You know, I'm a huge fan of a 60 gauge.
Yes. Okay.
I like a little bit of a bigger cigar.
Yes.
So I the torpedo size with the, I mean to say torpedoes.
Pyramid,
not my favorite type of cigar because to me they're a little more complicated. The cut.
Yes.
And if you're not a person who's experienced with smoking, trying to figure out exactly where to cut that can sometimes make you think you're not smoking a great cigar. Because you didn't cut it right. So you're pulling too hard.
Yes.
And as a woman, we're not trying to do all that pulling because we don't need all the wrinkles.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
She giving y'all game. She giving you game.
That's all in the book. That's all in the book, ladies.
And right now we have 5 different cigars. So for our time being right this minute, that's 5 things we're managing. We don't need to add anything new to it. Not right now.
Understood.
But definitely will in the future.
Understood. Outstanding. Outstanding. So again, Smokin Bullet. All right. Y'all want to make sure that y'all find this brand. Make sure that you support this brand. All right. Anything you guys want to say before we go out? Before I give them the rundown?
I just say don't conform. transform. This is your own personal journey.
Absolutely.
Pick up a cigar, figure out how you like it, smoke it the way you like it, smoke it where you want. Just make sure you're smoking a Smokin Bullet. That's the only requirement in cigar smoking for me.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. We stand on
business
principles with that. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better.
I love it. I love it. Well, once again, y'all, thank you for joining us for another Cigars and Conversation with your man, Cigar Mick. I want to encourage everybody, man, make sure that you continue to follow us on all the social media. It's a puff a minute on everything, right? This episode will be on the YouTube channel. It will be on the Instagram channel, Facebook, and all of that as well. It will be on all of our podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever podcast that you like to subscribe to, right, that you're listening to while you're driving in your vehicle or while you're working out in the gym or whatever the case may be, you'll be able to find us there, right? And I want to shout out to Racing Cigar Cabinets, Humidors, man, for being a sponsor to a Puff a Minute. You know, the great products, man. We're going to give you some more information on that so that you guys can go and follow that. And you can save a lot of money, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, if you want to put one of these premier humidor cabinets in your space, whether it's your retail space, whether it's in your home or whether it's in your lounge, you can save a whole lot of loot, right, if you just come through and use the code of Puff a Minute when you make that order. But you got to hit me up, right, because I got to put you in touch with the right people, right? So DM me on Puff a Minute, on Cigar Mick, on, you know, Daryl Mickens. Just hit up, just find me, right, and I'll put you in touch with the right person so that you can save a lot of money on that cigar cabinet, right? Until next time, y'all, once again, I'm your boy Cigar Mick. It's been another Cigars and Conversations with a Puff a Minute. We want to thank y'all. We out of here, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace. Thank you for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Are you a cigar enthusiast looking for the perfect humidor for aging your prized possessions? A Puff a Minute is now a proud distributor for Racing Humidors. The Mon 3800A, pictured here, is the Rolls Royce of cigar humidors and can retail at over $4,000 on Amazon and Shopify. But with our discount code of a Puff a Minute, you can save hundreds of dollars and have yours shipped immediately. The Mon 3800 maintains perfect temperature and humidity, and with 7 Spanish cedar wood shelves, has the capacity of 1,500 to 1,800 cigars. So order yours today. DM us to receive order information now.